She just executed 3 men for being 5 minutes late. Her own grandfather calls her the demon. Seoul's underworld has one rule: never cross Kang Mi-sun. 30 seconds after pulling the trigger, she's crying in the arms of a Nigerian delivery driver she met 5 minutes ago. Somehow, he's the only person in Seoul who's not afraid of her. Before this gets insane, hit subscribe. This channel grew 47% last month, and I need to know where you're watching from. Drop your country in the comments. Here's what just happened. James knocked on her door at the exact moment she was disposing of 3 traitors. Normal people would run, but when James saw her covered in blood, he didn't see a killer. He saw someone shaking, terrified, alone. "Are you hurt?" he asks. Nobody has asked her that in 10 years. Mi-sun pulls him inside, gun to his chest, standard protocol for witnesses. "Why did you knock?" she demands, voice shaking despite the weapon. "I always knock," James says calmly, looking at her eyes, not the gun. "It's respectful." She lowers the gun. In 5 years of ruling Seoul's underworld, nobody's ever called her anything close to respectful. "You're not scared of me," she whispers. "It's not a question. It's disbelief." "Should I be?" James asks. Mi-sun does something she hasn't done since she was 8 years old. She cries, right there, in front of the bodies, in front of a stranger. The Ice Queen breaks. James doesn't run. He doesn't judge. He just stays. "It's okay," he says softly, stepping closer. "Whatever happened here, it's okay." "It's not okay," Mi-sun says, her voice cracking. "Nothing about my life is okay, and now you're a witness. Which means I should kill you too." She raises the gun again, but her hand is shaking so badly she can barely hold it. James doesn't flinch. "Then do it." "But I think you're tired of killing. I think you've been tired for a long time." The gun drops from her hand. She collapses forward and James catches her. For the first time in her adult life, Kang Mi-sun, the demon of Seoul, feels safe in someone's arms. "Who are you?" she whispers against his chest. "Just a delivery driver," James says. "Nobody important." "You're the first person who's touched me in 3 years," she admits. "The first person who's looked at me like I'm human." If you're not subscribed yet, do it now, because what happens in the next 60 seconds changes both their lives forever. Mi-sun pulls away, wiping her eyes. "You need to leave, now, before my people get here." "Your people?" She inherited Seoul's most violent crime syndicate at age 19 when her parents were assassinated. She's 24 now. She's eliminated 47 rival gang members. She's never smiled in public. She's never dated anyone. She sleeps with a gun under her pillow and hasn't had a friend since childhood. "I'm the head of the Kang family," Mi-sun says flatly. "The 3 men you saw, they tried to poison me tonight. Failed, obviously." James looks at the bodies, then back at her. "And you killed them yourself?" "I kill everyone who betrays me," she says. "It's the only way to survive." "Then why are you telling me this?" James asks. "Why not just, you know?" Mi-sun pulls out a stack of letters from her desk drawer, dozens of them, all unopened envelopes with just one letter on the front. J. "For 6 months, someone's been sending me these love letters from someone who signs them J." She looks at James intensely. "Your name is James, J." James's eyes widen. "I've never sent you anything. I didn't even know who you were until 5 minutes ago." But here's the twist. Someone has been sending those letters, and they're about to use James as the perfect cover for something much more dangerous. Before James can leave, Mi-sun's phone rings. She answers in rapid Korean, her expression darkening with every word. She hangs up. The soft woman from 30 seconds ago is gone. The Mafia boss is back. "That was my grandfather," she says. Someone leaked photos of the bodies to the rival gangs. They're saying I'm weak, that I hesitated, that I let a witness live. I should definitely go then. They're coming to kill you, Mi-sun interrupts. Right now. They tracked the delivery app to your phone. They know your name, your address, where your sister goes to school. James freezes. My sister? She's just a kid. She has nothing to do with... They don't care, Mi-sun says coldly. Then her expression softens slightly. But I can protect you, both of you. Why would you do that? Mi-sun steps closer. Because whoever is sending those letters, the real Jay, knows things only someone in my inner circle would know. They're planning something. And if the enemy thinks you're Jay, you become the target instead of me. I get time to find the real traitor. You want to use me as bait, James says. I want to keep you alive, Mi-sun corrects. And in exchange, I'll pay for your sister's surgery. All of it. James's breath catches. How do you know about... I know everything about everyone who enters my building, Mi-sun says. Your sister needs heart surgery. $100,000. You've been working 3 jobs for 2 years, and you're not even halfway there. 1 week, Mi-sun offers. Pretend to be my boyfriend for 1 week. Let the traitor think you're Jay. Help me find them. Then you walk away with enough money to save your sister's life. James looks at her, this woman who killed 3 people and cried in his arms within the same 5 minutes. This complete contradiction. 1 week, he agrees, but I have conditions. Mi-sun almost smiles. You're bargaining with a mafia boss? You're the one who needs me, James points out. For the first time in years, someone has leverage over Kang Mi-sun. And for the first time in years, she doesn't mind. Subscribe now if you want to see how a delivery driver outsmarts an entire criminal empire, because what happens next is insane. Day 1, Mi-sun's people give James a full security briefing. 12 ways people will try to kill him. He's terrified. That night, he finds Mi-sun on her balcony, staring at the city. Having second thoughts, she asks. Completely, James admits. But my sister deserves to live, so I'll do this. Mi-sun looks at him. You're braver than most of my soldiers. Or stupider, James mutters. Mi-sun laughs. Actually laughs. Her bodyguard nearby looks shocked. He's worked for her 4 years and never heard that sound. What? Mi-sun asks, seeing James stare. You should laugh more, James says. It's nice. The moment hangs between them. Then her phone rings. Business. The wall goes back up. Day 2. Designer suit fitting. James has never worn anything that costs more than $50. This suit costs $8,000. I look ridiculous, James says, tugging at the collar. Mi-sun walks over, adjusts his tie with expert hands. She's close. Too close. You look dangerous, she corrects quietly. That's what we need. Her fingers linger on his chest for half a second too long. Both of them notice. Neither moves. This is a bad idea, James whispers. What is? Mi-sun asks, even though she knows. This, us, whatever this is becoming. Nothing is becoming anything, Mi-sun says, stepping back abruptly. This is business. Don't forget that. But her voice wavers just slightly, just enough. Day 3, combat training. Mi-sun insists James learn basic self-defense. If someone attacks you, you need to know how to buy time until my people arrive, she explains. She demonstrates a move. James tries to copy it. Fails. She demonstrates again, this time positioning his body with her hands. Like this, she says, adjusting his stance, her hands on his shoulders, his waist. James turns suddenly. They're face to face, inches apart. You're a good teacher, he says softly. You're a terrible student, Mi-sun replies, but she doesn't move away. For 3 seconds, they just breathe the same air. Then her head of security walks in. The moment shatters. Day 4. The test. A dinner with the 12 most powerful gang leaders in Seoul, all watching, all judging, all waiting for Mi-sun to show weakness. James is terrified. Mi-sun is cold perfection. But under the table she finds his hand, squeezes once. A silent message. I've got you. An older gang leader, Lee Sang-woo, addresses James in Korean. James doesn't understand. Mi-sun translates coldly. He wants to know if you're the man who tamed the Ice Queen. The room holds its breath. This is the test. James looks directly at Lee Sang-woo and responds in English, knowing Mi-sun will translate. I didn't tame her. Nobody could. I just learned to listen when she speaks, something most men here seem incapable of doing. The translation finishes. Silence. Then Lee Sang-woo laughs. Really laughs. I like him. He has spine. Mi-sun's hand tightens on James's under the table. Relief, pride, something else she can't name. Later, in the car ride home, Mi-sun says quietly, Thank you for not making me look weak. You could never look weak, James says. You're the strongest person I've ever met. Strength is just another word for lonely, Mi-sun admits. James turns to her. It doesn't have to be. She meets his eyes. The city lights flash across her face through the window. After this week, you'll go back to your life. You'll save your sister. You'll forget about me. I don't think I could forget you if I tried, James says. Mi-sun kisses him. Desperate, hungry, like someone who's been starving for human connection for 5 years. James kisses back. The driver keeps his eyes straight ahead, professional. When they break apart, Mi-sun's lipstick is smudged. She looks young, vulnerable. This is still business, she whispers, but even she doesn't believe it anymore. Night 5. They leave a club. 3 motorcycles appear from nowhere. Gunfire erupts. Mi-sun's bodyguards return fire. But James doesn't wait for them. He tackles Mi-sun behind a car, covering her body with his. What are you doing? She screams over the gunfire. Protecting you. I don't need protection. Too bad, James shouts back. The shooting stops. 2 attackers dead. 1 escaped. Mi-sun's guards secure the perimeter. Mi-sun and James are on the ground, his body still covering hers. She's breathing hard. So is he. Adrenaline. Fear. Something else. You could have died, Mi-sun says, and for the first time there's genuine fear in her voice. You could have run. Why didn't you run? Because you matter more than my fear, James says simply. Mi-sun's eyes fill with tears. Nobody has ever said that to me. Then everyone in your life has been an idiot, James says. They kiss again. Desperate. Real. With bodies cooling 20 feet away and sirens approaching. It's messy. It's dangerous. It's perfect. When they pull apart, Mi-sun whispers, I can't do this. I can't let you become a target because of me. Too late, James says. I'm already all in. Don't forget to subscribe and like. We're about to reveal who the real Jay is, and it's going to blow your mind. The escaped shooter is caught within an hour. Mi-sun interrogates him personally. James watches from behind one-way glass. Who sent you? Mi-sun demands in Korean. The shooter spits blood. Jay did, your secret admirer. They want you dead, princess, and they're closer than you think. Mi-sun pulls out her gun. James sees it through the glass. He bursts into the room. Don't, he says firmly. He tried to kill us, Mi-sun says coldly. And he'll stand trial for it, James counters. You don't have to be this person. This is who I am, Mi-sun hisses. No, James says, stepping between her and the prisoner. This is who you became to survive. There's a difference. The room is silent. Mi-sun's hand shakes on the gun. Finally, she lowers it, walks out. James finds her in her office 10 minutes later, sitting on the floor against the wall. The powerful Mafia boss looks like a lost child. "I was 8 when I watched my parents die," she says quietly. 12 when I killed my first person in self-defense. 19 when I had to execute my own uncle for betraying the family. Everyone thinks I'm a monster. Maybe they're right. James sits beside her. Doesn't touch her. Just sits. "You're not a monster," he says. "You're someone who's had to make impossible choices. There's a difference." "How can you see that? Everyone else just sees the blood." "Because I see you, Mi-sun. Not the boss, not the killer. You. The woman who laughs when she thinks nobody's listening. Who cries when she thinks nobody cares. Who's so desperate to be loved that she keeps letters from a stranger." Mi-sun turns to him, tears streaming. "What if I don't know how to be loved? What if I'm too broken?" "Then we'll figure it out together," James says, taking her hand. "Nobody's too broken for love. Some of us just need someone patient enough to wait." They sit there on the floor of her office, holding hands, while the criminal empire continues outside the door. The next morning, Mi-sun's grandfather arrives unannounced with 8 armed men. "A Nigerian delivery driver," he spits in Korean. "Have you lost your mind?" Mi-sun stands tall, James beside her. "I love him," she says in Korean. First time she's ever said those words. Her grandfather slaps her. In Korean culture, this is the ultimate sign of disrespect from an elder. James doesn't think. He steps between them. "Touch her again," James says in the broken Korean he learned from language apps. "And I don't care who you are." The grandfather laughs coldly. "You think you can protect her from me? From this life? She's already lost. The moment she chose you, she chose death." "You have 2 choices, Mi-sun," the grandfather says in English, so James understands. "Kill this boy and prove you're still the leader we need, or step down and leave Korea forever. You have 24 hours. He leaves. The weight of those words crushes the room. "I'll leave," James says immediately. "Your family, your position. It's everything you have." "It's nothing," Mi-sun says. "Without you, it's nothing." James pulls her close. "Don't give up everything for me. We just met a week ago." "I've been alive 24 years, Mi-sun whispers against his chest. "I've only been living for 7 days. "I'm calling a meeting," Mi-sun announces. "All 12 gang leaders. Tomorrow night." "That's insane," James says. "They'll kill you for defying your grandfather." "Maybe," Mi-sun agrees. "But I'm tired of living in fear. I'm tired of killing. I'm tired of being alone." She pulls out a laptop. "For 3 years I've been recording everything, every meeting, every crime, every betrayal. I have enough evidence to destroy every leader in that room." "Including your grandfather?" James asks. "Especially him," Mi-sun says coldly. What Mi-sun does next is the craziest power move in Korean Mafia history, and the way her grandfather reacts will shock you. The conference room is packed. 12 gang leaders, 20 armed bodyguards. Mi-sun and James walk in alone. "I'm stepping down as head of the Kang family," Mi-sun announces in Korean. Murmurs explode around the table. "But before I do," she continues, "I'm exposing every one of you." She plays recordings, video evidence, financial records. Every crime, every betrayal, every secret the syndicate has buried for 30 years. "I've sent copies to journalists in 7 countries," she says calmly. "If anything happens to me or James, it all goes public. Your empires burn. Your families go to prison. Everything you've built, gone in 24 hours. The room explodes. Men reach for guns. James's heart is pounding. Mi-sun doesn't flinch. "Try it," she says coldly. "The moment I die, the dead man's switch activates. You'll all follow me within a week." "Wait, An older woman at the end of the table stands slowly. Mi-sun's aunt, her mother's younger sister. I'm Jay. The room freezes. Subscribe, like, and comment right now, because this twist changes everything you thought you knew about this story. I've been writing those letters for 6 months, the aunt continues. Not to seduce you, Mi-sun, to save you. The woman's name is Kang Soo-jin. She survived the assassination that killed Mi-sun's parents, barely. Your grandfather ordered your parents' deaths, she reveals. He wanted control of the syndicate. I've been gathering evidence for years. The letters were coded messages. I was trying to tell you the truth, but I couldn't risk being caught. Mi-sun's grandfather stands. Lies. All lies. Then explain this, Soo-jin says, playing an audio recording. His voice, clear as day, ordering the hit on his own daughter and son-in-law 20 years ago. They were weak, the recording says. Weakness has no place in our family. Kill them both. Make it look like the Yakuza. The room turns on him instantly. Even in the Mafia, family betrayal is unforgivable. 2 gang leaders grab the grandfather. He struggles, but he's old, powerless. You spent 20 years building an empire on your daughter's grave, Mi-sun says, walking toward him slowly. And you called me the demon? She pulls out her gun. Everyone watches. James tenses. Mi-sun presses the gun to her grandfather's forehead. Her hand doesn't shake. Do it, the old man hisses. Prove you're strong enough. For 10 seconds, nobody breathes. Then Mi-sun lowers the gun. No, she says. I'm strong enough to walk away. She turns to James. Let's go. The aunt, Soo-jin, had been working with federal police for 3 years. The grandfather is arrested within hours. The syndicate fractures. Some leaders go legitimate. Others go to war with each other. Mi-sun and James disappear. 3 months later, Lagos, Nigeria. James's home city. The apartment is modest, no bodyguards, no weapons, no empire. Just 2 people who found each other in impossible circumstances and chose each other over everything else. James's sister got her surgery. She's recovering beautifully. She adores Mi-sun, calls her Ani, big sister in Korean. Mi-sun teaches self-defense classes to women in the local community center. She smiles now. Real smiles, often. One evening, they sit on their tiny balcony watching the Lagos sunset. Do you miss it? James asks. The power? The control? The luxury? Mi-sun looks at him. This man who saw past the blood, past the reputation, past the monster everyone said she was. I was never in control, she says. I was trapped. You set me free. No, James says, taking her hand. You set yourself free. I just reminded you that you could. Mi-sun leans her head on his shoulder. I love you, James Okonkwo. I love you too, Kang Mi-sun. Just Mi-sun, she corrects. I'm not a Kang anymore. I'm just me. You were always just you, James says. That's why I stayed. They watch the sunset on their old lives and rise on their new one. If you made it this far, thank you. You're amazing. Hit that subscribe button right now. We're dropping 2 more insane Mafia romance stories this week. Next video. A female assassin falls for her target and has to choose between completing the contract or saving his life. It's even crazier than this one. Comment below. Would you give up everything for love like Mi-sun did? Or is she crazy for walking away from power? And let me know where you're watching from. Last video had viewers from 47 countries. See you in the next story.